Well, hello and welcome to a Sunday morning campaign feature Daily Dominion. This time we start out with 10 villagers, but apart from that, even though that's a very pleasant effect, the kingdom looks really messy. And that is first off due to the abundance of attacks. We have 4 attacks in here and also the existence of wall. But before we discuss them further, let me show you the kingdom so you can read through the cards that you might want to read through. Especially Enchantress might be a relevant attack, turning the first of your opponent's action plays into just +1 card, +1 action, which is nice with with the Necropolis. We started with shelters, but replace is the key card that you want to play at the start of your turn because it's hasty, so you will, once you gain a replace, you will just set it aside and then at the start of your next turn play it, and Enchantress can mitigate those plays. And apart from that, we also have, replace is going to be super centralizing, and the cursing is going to hurt a lot, just because also wall dislikes you having more than 15 cards in your deck. And yeah, I think this is going to be a really messy one. Without wall, you would just probably go for lots of blockades and ironworks, but here with wall, you want to have a nice balance between having cards in your deck that do something, but otherwise not drown in cards and then negative victory points. So yeah, this is going to be a doozy. I think, well, let me show you the kingdom plot first, just very briefly. There's no buys, which you hopefully have noticed already. Thinning is just replace, and that is not really net thinning. So once you have a card concerning wall, you will keep it until the end of the game. Can get it out of your deck if you turn it into a distant lands and then set it aside or play it. But yeah, essentially there is no real thinning. Um, and opening wise, I think we do have the best opening. And actually, I didn't notice the shelters when I made the opening hint. So on the 5-2, which is still like by far the best opening here, um, we cannot replace an estate as there are the shelters, and the shelters are only worth 1 coin, and thus, we're going to be able to replace a shelter into an enchantress. And I think that the shelter in question probably um, wants to be the hovel, because then we don't accidentally trigger the shuffle, a new shuffle with an overgrown estate. But yeah, I think also the 2-5 is still really nice. You get to buy replays turn 2. On the 4-3 or 3-4, I think the aim is to maximize your chances of hitting 5 early on, and then that you might achieve with Ironmonger and Silver. I can also see Ironmonger Enchantress or Blockade Silver, like a variation of that. Enchantress, as I said, might be a really nasty attack against replay stuff, but early on it's not that impressive because there's the Necropolis around. Anyways, I think we start this one, and as I said, we do have the nice opening. I guess this could also be a silver. If we top deck a silver here, we are rather likely to again hit 5 next turn, going against my own opening advice, but yeah, let's actually go for the silver. And now we can top deck an Enchantress and just go for another hasty replace, even though that replace is just a pig. We do get through quite a lot of the shuffle. And I think we want to add a second Enchantress, just try to have this Enchantress sandwich up. With the villagers, we're not that concerned about terminal collision. And here, let's just go for more replays. and curse AI and buy another, well, probably just a silver. And I should have known that this replace was going to be pigged, but oh well. Yeah, and the cursing here I think is going to be key. And AI seems to have the problem of not being able to hit 5, whereas we get to top deck. What do we want to top deck actually? Trashing is a sage. Could also just say, okay, we skip our buys. Yeah, let's skip our buys actually. Top deck an Enchantress and top deck a hunting party. I'm not too concerned about the village situation. Hopefully we're going to curse AI beyond recognition anyways before that is going to be all too relevant. And we can now pick one of our enchantresses. That's completely fine. Ironmonger and then go for that. And the Necropolis even is coming in useful here. And although, do we want to just turn it into a better card? No, I think it's fine just, yeah, cursing the AI a bit there. Go for yet another Enchantress. Worst case, we can turn one of the Enchantresses into a 5-cost card. But yeah, AI is already at -9 victory points, and thing is, turning the coppers into estates is not that impressive in principle, but cursing the opponent is for sure. Um, just because, yeah, these curses with wall doubly hurt, and you will never be able to really get rid of them. So yeah, here I think we just maybe top deck an Ironmonger and relentlessly curse AI. Yeah, and this feels pretty won, but also we had this amazing opening. Oh, you are able to trash one of your opening cards with the hovel if you so gain an estate. Anyways, let's yeah find this, and that is a nice draw, and we can turn, I guess, this estate into an Ironmonger on top. And then do we want to, I think we just play these and go for yet another Ironmonger on top. Just have this very reliable deck overall. And AI seems to be struggling hard, but also it only has one replace so far. And here, I think we just pick the Ironmonger. The Necropolis plus actions are becoming somewhat relevant as we only have 2 villagers left. And it seems like we do draw our deck here even. And we can thus, in principle, I wonder if there's a way for us to set up a village effect somehow. Well, we could trash an Enchantress into a hunting party and the estate into another Enchantress or an Ironmonger. Oh, and let's do the Enchantress. Then play the Ironmonger, leave that on top. Play that. Curse AI once again. And I don't think we need to play this Enchantress, it's fine. And also I don't think we need to buy this estate. And yeah, it's looking quite alright. But yeah, with that opening, I guess you're always going to have a big edge here. Now, this is a bit annoying that the last estate is gone, because now we only are able to replace our coppers and curses into coppers. But also the game is almost over. There are only 2 enchantresses left, and now even only 1. So hopefully we'll be able to win on the next turn. I mean, okay, I just saying, okay, you can just replace into two duchies on your turn and then win, I guess. Let's pick up a replace here. Nice. Pick up the second replace, and that is all right. And yeah, this game is won in a rather weird fashion, but yeah, I don't know. I dislike the dynamic of replace and Enchantress and getting to build this really weird deck. I mean, we just got ahead by virtue of being able to curse AI earlier and being able, sorry, being able to put more replaces into our deck earlier. And I thought analyzing this kingdom and minions might be a viable thing to do, but in the end we had our deck in our hand anyways, almost every turn. I think the blockade skip is warranted here because you don't want to gain a bunch of cards, so that might be a mistake that AI made. Cabin Boy I also don't really see that much value of. I mean, it's 2 money on a future turn, but okay. Maybe AI tried to spike 5 there, but the main thing to do here is turn your coppers into estates, curse the opponent, because those are cards that they will not be able to get out of their deck. And don't fall too far behind on the cursing. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this one, even though it was rather one-sided. I am able to see that this could go either way, actually, because like, if AI has the 5-2, then it's the complete other way around. And yeah, it's just a huge, huge difference, I think. Now, that wraps up the video. I just want to stress that we still have one villager left, even though we aggressively always just picked up lots of terminals. So 10 villagers for such a short game was sure enough. Yeah. So with that, I will leave you here and we'll try to catch you in the next one. And sorry, until then, goodbye.